Greetings, everybody, from scenic Colorado Springs, Colorado. It is the USL Championship presented by Diversis Health tonight as the Colorado Springs Switchbacks play host to Orange County SC. Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey here with you tonight, and we're excited for this matchup in the Western Conference with two teams going, Gary, in opposite directions. That's the Switchbacks, who are going in the right direction as of late.
Yeah, it's an amazing, the contrast between the two. Orange County are really struggling at the moment after a great start, and you couldn't have had a worse start if you're Colorado Springs. Look at that first 6 matches, 0, 5 losses, 1 draw. And since then, 5 wins, no losses and a draw. They're just passing each other on the motorway in different directions.
The team has really been driven this season by this man, Ronaldo Damas, who's our player to watch, presented by Modelo. He leads the team with 6 goals.
Yeah, very useful 6 goals as well, because there hasn't been a very high-scoring Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Plus, he plays against his former team, Orange County, with which he won the championship a couple of seasons ago. So no doubt he'll be looking to show something to his former club.
This is what it means in the Western Conference standings. Orange County are in 5th going into the night, and the Switchbacks are in 7th. Both teams, though, could jump a couple of places with 3 points.
Now look how tight it is from Las Vegas on 16 to Montreal Bay on 19. 3 points cover all those teams, so wins and 3 points is what both sides will be after tonight.
And while the Switchbacks have been on the rise, Orange County have been in a bit of a downward spiral, and this was their loss against Phoenix last time out when they were up a man but lost by a goal.
Yeah, Ethan Zubak there just getting the equalizer to the Darius Formella opener. And then this is the red card incident. Rito getting in the face of the referee, argues, points a finger, keeps pointing a finger. Don't do that. Out comes the red card. And as you say, a man up, Orange County, but they go a goal down. Darius Formella again with one Azakar squaring the ball to him. And Orange County get 0 points from that game.
We'll see if the Switchbacks can keep things going in the right direction. There's 7 matches unbeaten. Orange County desperately in need of a win at Widener Field tonight. It's a big one in the West, and the kickoff is next.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt, and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
Natural gas ensures that when you need to heat things up, you can, but it can also be hazardous. That's why, in the event of a natural gas leak, you need to know the 3 S's. The first one, sound. Listen for the sound of hissing or whistling. Number 2, sight. Look for dead or discolored vegetation in an otherwise green area. And number 3, smell. It's hard to miss. Be on the lookout for a pungent odor like rotten eggs. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately and call 911. For more information, go to csu.org.
The moment you call McDivitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
Colorado Springs Utilities serves electric, gas, water, and wastewater. If you combine all 4 services, you're paying around 11% less than anybody else on the Front Range. Water is the only one of our 4 services where you pay more. Since we have no river systems of our own, more than 70% of our water comes from Colorado's West Slope. Colorado Springs Utilities has delivered all 4 of these services safely, reliably, and at the best value to you for the last 100 years, and we will continue to do that long into the future.
Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey back here with you. Today's Player Walkout is sponsored by Children's Hospital, Colorado. We're moments away from kickoff between the Switchbacks and Orange County. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Phil Long. James Chambers is 11. Looks like this.
Yeah, 2 changes from the side that drew 1-1 at Memphis in their last match. In comes Matt Real at the back.
Awab Akwe, the goal scorer against Memphis, not available. Speedy Williams is also in. Good to see him back. One to Harder drops to the bench in that 4-3-3 shape, more or less, with Damas probably just in front of Hanya and Foster.
Morten Carlson's 11, 4 losses in their last 5. He makes 3 changes.
Yeah, Colin Shuttler back in. Goals. Duran Farid, the 18-year-old, drops to the bench. New signing Ryan Flood gets a start. Andrew Fox injured. And Cameron Dunbar, the speedy, tricky striker, is in. Sofian Jafal not available. More of a 4-4-2 with Oloski and Bryce Jamison probably wide there for Orange County.
It's a situation where the Switchbacks are on the elevator up, going towards the penthouse at the moment in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. Orange County are looking for an elevator to try to get themselves back in the right direction. And we kick things off from Widener Field in Colorado Springs with the Switchbacks in their black kits with the light blue trim. Orange County are in their orange tops with the black shorts. 2 teams going in 2 opposite directions. The Switchbacks are trying to go 8 matches unbeaten with a result tonight. Orange County is trying to avoid a 5th loss in their last 6. They've been dealing with injuries, Morten Carlson told us, but they still have enough out there to get results. They're hoping to bounce back after a really tough defeat against Phoenix last time out. And the Switchbacks actually had a really good run of wins going until Memphis held them to just a point last time out. It's really a fun fixture in the West. These 2 teams have met in big-time games. This could be another one this evening as the former Orange County star Ronaldo Damas is offside. It's an Orange County free kick. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Lau's Taco Shop, the official taco shop of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Gary, we start with the hosts.
Yeah, James Chambers saying we need more balls into the box, obviously to feed this man here, Ronaldo Damas, who's very, very good with the head as well. And for Morten Carlson in Orange County, he wants to press up high. He wants to get turnover ball in dangerous positions around the Colorado Springs box. There is Morten Carlson. So since he's been in charge, this is the first time I think that he's gone through a bad spell. They were brilliant when he took over from early on last year, and they started off this year, as we said, also fantastic. It's the first time he's had a really tough run. So important for Morten Carlson to find a way to get points on the board, even though he has so many injuries.
One thing I will say to that, Gary, is that early on in Morten Carlson's takeover, they did have a rough game here at Widener Field where the Switchbacks put them to the sword for 4 goals. And Morten Carlson said they had to find their roles. They had to put everybody in the right positions at the time. It took a couple of weeks, to your point, not too long, but then they were flying. They were one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the league going into the playoffs last season. They got through a round before losing to the champions Phoenix, and after a strong start to this season, like we touched on earlier, this might be the most prolonged rut that we've seen since Morten Carlson took over, to your earlier point.
Yeah, and perhaps the main focus on that is the fact they're conceding goals. The one thing they've done very well, Orange County, since Morten Carlson's been in charge, they give you nothing. They're so well organized, they're so tight at the back, they win games 1-0. It's almost their hallmark of how they play. Well, in the last 3 matches, they conceded 2 against Phoenix Rising, 2 against Detroit City, and 2 against Loudoun United. That is not the DNA of Orange County, and I'm pretty sure that Morten Carlson will be hoping to get a clean sheet here and get back to their normal way of playing.
Orange County captain tonight, Brian Oloski, is brought down. It's a free kick for the visitors, as our head official tonight is Brad Jensen.
Talking about keeping things tight at the back for Orange County, they're up against a team that the lowest scorers in the West coming into the weekend, along with El Paso. So I think credit to James Chambers and the entire team here that they managed to do so well with so few goals, which makes you think they've also got their defense nice and tight, giving so little away in the matches they've played. If you look at the draw at Memphis, by the way, Memphis doing well at the moment. They got a 1-1 draw. They beat Oakland 1-0, clean sheet. They beat Rhode Island 3-1. So yeah, conceding the odd goal here and there, but not much. And certainly James Chambers seems to be building their recovery on having a very tight defense.
Orange County does lead the all-time series with 8 victories to the Switchbacks 7. However, the last time they met, September of 2023, a late goal from Tyreek McGee in Irvine won it for the Switchbacks, and at the time, it was getting Colorado Springs back on track. It was Orange County who were red hot.
Cheap corner given away there by young Ashton Miles, 19 years of age. I think he could have hooked it out for a throw-in or something in the end, just puts it over the line for a corner. He'll be hoping they don't concede from this, otherwise there'll be some discussions on why it was given away so cheaply.
Corner is brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like. Switchbacks would like a good delivery here from Eden Roca. He's going to take it short from Malik Foster, who returns the favor. Speedy Williams can certainly strike them. His shot is blocked. He follows up to recycle it for Foster. Foster's entry, it's a bicycle kick attempt from Damas. We know he can pull off the spectacular, but this one is wide of the target.
That's great agility from Ronaldo Damas just to make contact with the ball. Malik Foster comes back on your right there, just whips it in, but there's bodies everywhere. Damas gets the contact, puts some power on it. Probably not enough to have beaten the goalkeeper, even if it was on target, but still great agility by the top goal scorer there for Colorado Springs.
Orange County's final and playoff MVP on the way to a 2021 title at the expense of the Tampa Bay Rowdies at Al Lang in the final. Damas was the main man, the key man, and scored so many key goals. Of course, he scored a big playoff goal for Orange County against Colorado Springs in the opening round of those same playoffs, and he's in behind here. Was he taken out? Brad Jensen has a long look at it, says nothing doing. On we play.
That's a lovely ball into such a dangerous area, and again, credit Ronaldo Damas for just getting on the end of it here. You can see just a bit of a nutmeg fighting for the ball there. Malik Foster puts it in. Damas gets a foot on it. Now maybe it hits Colin Shuttler. Goalkeeper might need some credit there because Ronaldo Damas definitely got a foot to the ball.
At least from that look, certainly didn't look like anything penalty worthy. If anything, like you said, Gary, it was great goalkeeping from Colin Shuttler. And the whistle goes to stop the play here on the near side. It's going to be a throw-in for Orange County.
Some special player, Ronaldo Damas, went overseas after that wonderful season with Orange County, came back. Oh, this is risky. Came back to San Diego Loyal and did well. And here he is now with Colorado Springs Switchbacks. He certainly has been traveling the last 3 or 4 years.
Talked about it earlier, 6 goals to lead the Switchbacks. No one else on the team has more than 1, but James Chambers wasn't too worried about it when we asked him about it earlier in the week, and that's because the defensive unit has been so strong to this point for the Switchbacks.
It has, but I think as a coach, you always worry that if Damas gets injured, Shuttler doing well to come out. If he gets injured, then who is going to score the goals? So you'd like to see 1 or 2 others chip in. Malik Foster, good supplier with 4 assists, but can he get a goal? And Yosuke Hanya just has the 1 goal. Maybe he can produce more.
Yosuke Hanya was one of the top goal scorers in MLS Next Pro last season. Colorado Rapids 2. Jensen having a word with the assistant on the far side. A few question marks surrounding what that conversation was about. Even Brian Olowski's a bit perplexed. It's a drop ball.
Don't often see that. Oh, it's not a drop ball between players. I'm going to say, it used to be in a time when you dropped balls between players, but now it's just dropped to one side or the other. So I was taken aback for a moment there, because you could visually see him say drop ball.
This is going to roll out of play. The Switchbacks will replenish the possession via a goal kick. Here's the sequence that has the question mark around it. Oh, it's the assistant who took a knock on the back there, and I think that's why the play was stopped for a moment, because the assistant didn't have the sight to see if it was in or out, with Olaski trying to keep it in play. Good spot by Brad Jensen, our head official. Ball is bent over to this near side. Good centering header. Malik Foster's in, but it's a great last-ditch tackle by Cameron Dunbar. It's out for a corner to the Switchbacks.
Oh, it's a good chance for Malik Foster. If his first touch is a little bit better there, he sets it up perfectly for himself. Hanya here, just switching play. Good header. That first touch there just gets away from Malik Foster. And as you say, Dunbar doing really well just to nip in and get rid of the danger.
Corner kick brought to you by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. 10 minutes gone at Widener Field. Roca will try from the corner. It's going to be headed down. Recycled by Mahoney. Mahoney give and go with Speedy Williams, who tries the shot on through traffic. It's blocked, and Dunbar comes out with it for Orange County. Doesn't have it for very long. It's a good recovery challenge by Delence Pierre, and Colorado Springs can build again.
Looks like he's injured, Dunbar.
Play goes on for the moment. Now Orange County can let it go out of play, and the medical attention can come on as it's going to be a goal kick.
And he's that player, Cameron Dunbar, who they really are keen to get the ball to him because he has pace on the dribble.
Let's look at tonight's injury report. It's presented by Common Spirit Health. Switchbacks, we're told by James Chambers, are okay. No major injuries, some niggles here and there. Not the same for Orange County. A couple of the questionable players, though, were on the bench, most notably Christian Sorto, but no Fox, no Partida, no Asensio either. Morten Carlson told us it's going to take probably about 2 weeks to get most of these guys back. They're trying to plug the holes until then.
Yeah, it's always tough when you get that many injuries, but I still think they've got a good squad. I don't think it's a reason why they can't get results. You would like to have more players on the bench. I think as soon as you get to the bench, Orange County, they've got a bunch of young 17 and 18-year-olds. Certainly in the last match against Phoenix Rising, the average age of the entire squad was 22.2 years of age, which I think was the youngest recorded in the USL this year. But most of those were on the bench, and they've got them again. They've got Marcus Lee, 17, Ben Barjolo, 17, Ben Norris, 17, all on the bench. But on the pitch, though, they have a team, Orange County, certainly capable of getting a result here today.
You throw in backup goalkeeper Duran Furry. It's a young reserve bench for Morten Carlson this evening, as Christian Herrera is given a pathway by Pierre to come and scoop that up.
They've always been good, Orange County, about bringing young players through and seeing them achieve bigger things, whether it's in the MLS level or certainly overseas, and great credit to them with all these kids they have on the bench.
Dunbar plays it centrally for Kyle Scott. Scott looks for the opening. And again, his pass is going to go out of play. It breaks down for Orange County. He was trying to get it to Bryce Jameson.
It's a player that Morten Carlson was telling us doesn't get enough praise for the good work he does. Well, he's not going to get praise for that pass from Morten Carlson, but it's a rarity for Kyle Scott. He's such a quality player in midfield. Started off overseas with some time at Newcastle and at Chelsea, played for FC Cincinnati. Real quality player.
Two players around Ronaldo Damas. Orange County sweep away the chance. She's Chata. Back to Shuttler, who's given Damas a few moments there, not once but twice, to get close before he clears. Of course, you might remember Colin Shuttler because he scored a goal earlier this season, a late equalizer against Sacramento Republic to get a late point in the Californian capital.
Remember that game? What a fantastic equalizing goal it was as well. Absolutely brilliant. Very rare to see goalkeepers score. That's a turn up for the books there from Colin Shuttler. He's got 4 clean sheets out of 10 appearances as well, so he does the job in goals. But certainly sort of coming under pressure from Duran Ferry, the 18-year-old goalkeeper who signed for the new San Diego MLS outfit. And at 18, he looks a real talent, does Duran Ferry.
Shuttler, by the way, just the 3rd goalkeeper in USL Championship history to score in a game.
Wow. Well,
how many lists of statistics are shorter than that? Pierre scored a wonderful goal himself recently for the Switchbacks, his only goal so far this season.
Didn't he just from about 20, 22, 23 yards out, left foot strike, absolutely brilliant. That was against Oakland in the 1-0 win at home.
This is a giveaway here. Brian Olowski's going to play in. Kyle Scott. Scott across! And the touch is going to go begging from Ethan Zubak when it looked like it was open for Scott to take on the shot himself.
That's got to be the question for Kyle Scott. Real team player to have squared that one brilliantly there by Bryce Jamieson. Just laid off by Olowski here. And when you get into that position, should he have had a shot? Well, maybe. I mean, to be fair, Ethan Zubak's in a better place. If he makes contact, there's an open goal because the goalkeeper, Christian Herrera, has come to the near post. Just the ball just inches in front of Ethan Zubak. If it's a bit more accurate, that would have been a fantastic goal. And one of our keys was Orange County, high pressing, trying to get ball, turnover ball in dangerous areas. Well, they very nearly scored from that one there.
Just another example of why Orange County are so high on Bryce Jamieson. Very versatile player, can do a lot of things on the pitch well. Let that break. Here's Williams. Poke one up ahead. Again, Shuttler off his line, gets the touch just about right with Malik Foster in the area. Now he tries to free Cameron Dunbar down this near side, but it's well shepherded out by Matt Mahoney.
Chance for a high press again from Orange County. That's good goalkeeping from Colin Shuttler. You've got to get it right when you come out of the edge of your box, and he did exactly that. Put the ball down the other end of the pitch, and now Orange County have it in a dangerous area.
Chata loses out to Foster, but then follows up. Wins the ball back for Orange County. Kasipli for Scott. Scott gets away from Zach Zandy. Dunbar centrally. Scott for Kasipli. There's space for Orange County on this far side. Ashton Miles for Owen Lamb, who's making his 100th regular season appearance tonight in the USL Championship. Great milestone for him. That nearly leaked in behind, but Noah Santos and company are going to get this upfield, but only as far as Chata.
You can see Chata's playing at left back with Ryan Flood as the centre back. We thought it would be the other way around, but Ryan Flood happy just to sit into that central back position. A man who's spent some time with Phoenix Rising recently and was in Ireland at Finn Harps last season.
Here's space for Hanya! What about that? It's a firecracker from Yosuke Hanya. His 2nd goal of the season, and the Switchbacks jump out in front at Widener Field.
That's a fantastic strike from Yosuke Hanya. Really gets behind it, all of 20 yards out, buries that in the corner and gives Colin Shuttler no chance whatsoever. He beats his man Kyle Scott, keeps on going here. He's got options wide and he just decides to shoot. So he's taken that all of 15, 20 yards and he shoots from another 20 yards. So absolutely brilliant from the Japanese 25-year-old. To get, as you say, his 2nd goal of the season. Quality player. We know that he's done some good work for Colorado Rapids. And that was a fantastic finish.
Switchbacks goal is presented by Centuries Casinos, your hometown casino. Welcome to the winner's zone. Yosuke Hanya's brought his shooting boots to the park tonight. There's no question about that. Things continue to ride in the right direction for James Chambers and his group. Great start, and the Switchbacks have the lead.
That is amazing. You look at their last 7 games, Switchbacks 5 wins and 2 draws. That's in the league. Absolutely fantastic run. And it's all about confidence with players, especially in a league as close as the USL is. And if you just get the right vibe, the right confidence going. And when we chatted to James Chambers, we asked him about the start of the season, and he said, you know, we took on some big teams early on. We had a red card in a match. 1 or 2 things didn't go our way, and he said we just found ourselves on a losing run. And he said as soon as we turned the corner, and since then, to be fair, they haven't played as many of the top sides. They've played some of the sides lower down. They've just grown in confidence game to game.
Nice hold-up play by Damas, who stays with it down this far side. Got away from 2 already, and he's going to settle for a throw. You mentioned that, Gary. Sometimes hear people discredit winning streaks when it's against some of the lower teams, but sometimes that's what builds towards the big results later in the season.
Absolutely. Well, the start of the season, they had some tough games at Detroit City, who've turned out to be a really good team in the East. San Antonio, Sac Republic, Phoenix Rising, those are all teams they lost to. And more recently, as you mentioned, the likes of Oakland Roots, Rhode Island have beaten Hartford. Teams a bit lower down, but you can see by the way they play, it does help you become a better side, and maybe they can start getting results against the top teams, including the likes of Orange County.
There is a chance that the winner of this game goes up to 3rd place tonight. Again, that's pending other results. I can tell you that Memphis and El Paso lead in their respective games at the moment in the West. What a job Wilmer Cabrera has done since joining the Locos. Pierre is able to get in front of Jamison. And the Switchbacks are back on the ball. Switch a play onto the near side. Chata's header, it's going to go out. Santos quickly back in.
Important player, Speedy Williams, so they're delighted to have him back. Such a quality player, the Jamaican international, 36 caps for his country. He just plays that defensive role so well, as he used to do for Miami back in the day. And Lou City before that.
I was going to say, was on some championship Louisville sides as well. He's had a tremendous career, Speedy Williams. Meanwhile, Zach Zandy across the face of goal. Tried to find Damas. And it was cut out, and Orange County get it out of harm's way. There's a little bit of a tug there. Mahoney on Zubak. Free kick for Orange County.
How clever was Zach Zandy there getting in the box? He laid that ball square. I don't think anybody saw it coming. Nearly threaded it through to Ronaldo Damas. And they missed him last year. Zach Zandy was out for the entire season with a very bad injury. James Chambers still believes there's a little bit more that can still come from Zach Zandy, the 27-year-old. Hasn't quite reached the heights that they expect of him as yet, but just a quality player all round.
Chata, dispossessed. Good step by Mahoney, who looks for help. Finds Pierre for a reset. Real, use it for Roca. Hanya. Williams is forced back by Scott.
There's one thing Orange County won't do. They won't panic being down. They're so used to defending well, being organized. They've got belief that they will create opportunities. And generally when they lose, it's not by much, because they know that they have this ability to work hard, get turnover ball as they've just done now.
Jamieson again for Brian Olaski. Lamb. Near side, Ryan Flood. Dunbar had time and space to turn, but he is fouled by Speedy Williams. It's a free kick.
Ryan Flood just playing the ball in there. Well, stamp on the right foot of Dunbar, a little bit painful. That's the second knock he's taken in this game. Nothing malicious, just going for the ball and just not quite timing that right, Speedy Williams.
Does get a word here from Brad Jensen, a possible warning perhaps before the next step could be a caution maybe. Certainly, Brian Olaski is capable of multiple options here. He's going to play it square to Lamb. And Lamb's ball comes up short. Foster gets a head onto it. That header doesn't definitively clear the situation out for the Switchbacks. Dunbar has an overlapping run. It's Owen Lamb. Lamb's cross is going to go out of play, and it's a goal kick.
Not his best, Owen Lamb, there in that position. Got to get the ball into the danger area. Owen Lamb, just 23 years of age, so again, a young-ish player. We call him young as in the 17, 18-year-olds, but certainly got many, many years of his career ahead if he can stay injury-free.
Pierre up ahead. Miles on the cover with Damas being the target. Once again, it's a great atmosphere here at Widener Fields. Really has been pretty consistently great here since the stadium opened about 3-4 years ago now. Here's Foster. Played it square. It's a first-time looping cross back towards Foster. It stayed in, but Foster loses the ball. Scott up ahead for Jamieson, who tried to shovel it backwards, and Real was fouled. Brad Jensen says no advantage accrues. It's a free kick.
One thing Colorado Springs have done well in recent games is that they haven't created a whole ton of opportunities, but they take them when they come along, just like we saw with Yosuke Hanya there, scoring from outside the box. Against Memphis, their expected goals were just 0.64, yet they managed to get a 1-1 draw. At Oakland at home, it was 0.9. Well, they won that 1-0, so that sounds about right. But against Rhode Island, expected goals were just over 1. They scored 3 of them.
Free kick scoring opportunity brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS. Roca takes it short. Hanya, the goal scorer. He's looking for space again, Hanya. Picks out Foster. Foster for Williams. First time ball in. It's headed away before Damas could get near it. Pierre for Roca. Real is blocked. It'll bounce out of play for a Switchbacks throw after a pretty hard challenge from Brian Olaski. Real's on loan from the Philadelphia Union in MLS. He's been on some very good teams with Philadelphia in MLS over the years, including a Players' Shield winning side.
Yeah, 62 appearances at MLS level. That's real quality. And they'll be wanting to hold on to him as long as they possibly can. You never know how long loan deals last for, because the parent team can call the player back almost immediately if they have a need for him. But if he stays long, I'm sure James Chambers will be very happy with that.
This falls for Zach Zandy. Shot from Hanya. He's blocked. Real back onto it. Hanya looking to turn into space. And Owen Lamb closes him down and sends it upfield. One back by Williams. Lovely turn by Zandy. And then Zandy's cross is blocked by Scott. He was looking for Damas on the reversal.
That's a very, very good attack that Colorado Springs have. Quality all round. Malik Foster on the right.
Foster's going to shoot, and it's going to go wide.
He had a better option on his right-hand side there with the run from Koa Santos, but Foster's quick down that right-hand side. He's dangerous. We've seen what Yosuke Hanya can do down the left. Naldo Damas in the middle, and then Zach Zandy around the fringes of the box. Great touch player. Let's have a look here. Speedy Williams also, lovely pass through the ball. Just felt there was a better option to have played that ball wide for Koa Santos, which you couldn't see in that picture there, was bombing into lots of empty space.
Whistle goes. Pierre is down, and could be a possible head injury here, so Brad Jensen has brought it to a halt.
They're calling on the medical staff. It's always a concern when it's a head injury. I think he's holding his nose. Those of you who've had your nose hit in football know it's a very painful moment. Zubak explaining he was just going into the ball, but I think the referee just warning him that he saw that if it happens again, there'll be a yellow card. Clearly, Ethan Zubak doesn't agree with his summation of the situation.
This injury stoppage is brought to you by Common Spirit Health. I don't think Zubak was too thrilled about that.
He needs to score more goals for me, Zubak. 13 appearances, just 2 goals. When you're the number 9, literally and figuratively, you've got to do a bit more damage. And I'm sure Morten Carlson will be looking to Ethan Zubak to become a bit more prolific, as in the Milan Oloskis of past years.
Well, we talked about how the Switchbacks are not necessarily deep in goal scorers. You can make the same argument with Orange County. Thomas Among, of course, is not with the team either. 5 goals. After that, it's Zubak and Oloski with 2, and then no one else has more than 1 for Orange County this season.
Yeah, they're 2 teams who rely very much on tight defenses. And the problem, as we said a few minutes ago for Orange County, is their defense hasn't been tight. 2 goals in each of the last 3 games they've conceded. They just don't have the players normally to go and score 3 and 4 goals. It's a rarity for Orange County, as it is for Colorado Springs Switchbacks. So keeping the tight defense is the DNA of both these sides.
Pierre. Speedy Williams there for company to help defensively. Scott steps in. It looked like the offside flag was going to go up if Zubak got involved.
In fairness to Orange County, Milan Oloski has just been an incredible player for them. When you lose players of that quality, as happened to them when Ronaldo Damas left, it's not always easy to replace them, and that's tough on the coaches and players when a great player, or at USL level, a great player leaves for better pastures.
Oh, it's wonderful skill here from Foster. Looped it past 2 Orange County defenders, but the OC defenders finally caught up with him at the vital moment.
We were just saying a few minutes ago how dangerous he can be down that right-hand side. Great little first touch, gets there first over the top. chests it, and the only way to score there, and it's being really picky, is as he chests it, is there any chance there he chests it and volleys it all in one go? Because the moment he didn't, it allowed the defenders to jump on him, but that's being hypercritical.
Roca from the corner. It's bent into a dangerous area. I think it was Damas who got his head to that. Certainly was in the area with Matt Real. It's going to be a goal kick regardless.
If it was him with the header, he got plenty of force behind it, not directional. Let's have a look. Yes, it was. But he was battling and being pushed and shoved, but if that's on target, that could very easily have nestled in the back of the net because it had plenty of power.
Ten minutes left in the half, plus stoppage time. A wonder strike from Yosuke Hanya back in the 19th minute. As the Switchbacks ahead, Real actually got the assist on that, but I must say Hanya did the bulk of the work.
Bulk of the work. He passed him the ball in his own half, I think, and he ran 20, 25 yards to the edge of the box and then hit it. So the some assists that are real assists and other assists where you're almost embarrassed to take it. But nonetheless, I'm sure Matt Real will keep it on his CV, but I don't think he played a huge part in the goal, to be honest.
This time it's Hanya giving it to Real to take the throw. Nice touch by Williams, and it's Hanya again! And this time Shuttler has it covered at his near post.
Yeah, didn't quite catch that one as well as the goal that he scored. Nice little bit of play here, comes inside. You can see it just bobbles on the ground a few times. Plenty of time for Colin Shuttler to get around. Oh, that's surely a foul. And is that a yellow card after a couple of infringements from Matt Mahoney? Possibly could be on a final warning there.
Ashish Chata might be very well asking the same question. Looks like it's just going to be an Orange County free kick, nothing more than that. There's been a couple of players who've gotten a talking to so far in this first half, but nothing more than that. Miles. Up ahead for Zubak. Mahoney gets a head onto it. Orange County had that really good opportunity through Kyle Scott earlier in the half. Tried to play in Ethan Zubak. It didn't quite come off. They really haven't sniffed a goal ever since.
They don't make a ton of chances, Orange County. Very similar again to Colorado Springs against Phoenix Rising. Just 0.75 expected goals from Orange County. Even when they beat Detroit City at home, it only was 0.58. They scored 3 goals from 0.58 expected goal. I mean, that's a great return. It's not creating a ton of chances. When they lost at home to Loudon, they just created 0.38 of an expected goal. So when you're not creating much, you're relying on little moments of brilliance from somebody. That's risky. I think most coaches would say they'd like to see very high XGs, very high expected goals, and because they know that the odds are that they will hit the back of the net from a high XG.
Miles is going to send that out of play. Real was looking for Damas. He's going to get the ball right back off the throw. Hanya Gonna switch the point of attack. It's gonna bounce past Koa Santos. It's a giveaway.
It's poor there from Koa Santos. That's a straightforward ball. Maybe took his eye for looking to see who was going to pass it to, but first things first, control the ball. Doesn't do that and allows Orange County to get possession.
Chata. Nice turn by Zubak. Closed down by Williams. Alaski. Sent around for Scott. Chata. For Scott. Alaski. Kasipli for Jamison. Taking down on 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the half. Kasipli plays the ball in behind. And all Delence-Pierre can do is clear it out for a corner.
It was a good ball through, wasn't it? They were just keeping possession there, Orange County, waiting, looking for a run, looking for an opportunity. Pierre Delence, 23-year-old there, just spotting the ball coming through and just getting there in time. Head up, just waiting. There's the ball through. I think Pierre was always favored just to get there.
It's a McDivitt Law Firm corner. We're in your corner. Alaski fires it in. Kyle Scott has his shot blocked. And then there's a foul. At least a stoppage of play. Looks like it is Aiden Roca who is slow to continue for the Switchbacks.
He's holding his nose. I don't know if it was the ball that hit him or a player challenging for the ball. There's been a few bumps and bruises. It just shows you the commitment of both sides, putting their bodies on the line. You can see Christian Herrera just explaining to Pierre Delence, or Delence-Pierre rather, exactly what he wants from his defender. Let's have a look at it again. He's already down, so it happened before. Must have got an elbow. That's all there is. There's a swing, in fact.
Ryan Flood, I think there, Gary, yes.
And he knew what he was doing, Ryan Flood. He knew the player was behind him. And he is very lucky that there isn't VAR, because if there was, if he gets a card, he's lucky if it's a yellow, because it should, in theory, it should be a red.
It's a caution sponsored by Diversis Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. It's the first yellow card of the night. To your point, Gary, very well. Could have been a different color. Wonder if it's one of those where maybe Brad Jensen didn't see it. Had to consult his assistant on the far side on that one.
Yeah, and if you're not 100% sure, you can't give the red card, so the yellow card makes sense. There was some contact. You're not quite sure the level of foul play, but in fact, we have a chance to see it as a replay. We get to see it a lot more closely than the referee or his staff do. And that was certainly in the red card territory. You never know what VAR would decide, but I think Ryan Flood needs to be very careful with those sort of swinging of the elbows. It's very dangerous. Oh, that's dangerous as well.
It's a giveaway. Foster follows up on it. Miles is able to get a challenge in, but it stays with the Switchbacks. Foster tries to switch the point of attack. It's laid off by Damas. Santos, good ball in, and Damas couldn't quite square it up. And Kasipli comes out with it for Orange County. Now can the visitors break up the other end with Alaski? Dunbar was briefly in support. Alaski holds on to possession. Trying to fend off Speedy Williams, who pushes him over. It's a free kick, and Speedy Williams is convinced it wasn't enough for a foul.
There was some contact, probably not much, but what a good run, though, from Brian Alaski in midfield, doing the job you want him to do, which is hold possession, get your way up the pitch, and now he's won a free kick as well, the captain. But lovely little bit of play, the way he keeps possession. Here's that ball whipped in. Ronaldo Damas up against some big centre-backs, so always going to be difficult. But have a look, from the moment he gets the ball, he's got one defender behind him nibbling. Now he's got another one, Speedy Williams. He holds and he goes. Doesn't give Speedy Williams the chance to actually make a tackle in there. Just feels a shove in the back. Down he goes, and that's really good transitional play there by Brian Ilowski.
Does put Orange County in the territory of a potential chance here inside the penalty area. Ilowski to take. It's a really good ball in, and no one got a touch on it.
That's a fantastic ball in, and somebody should have made contact with that. That's a great opportunity for Orange County. Have a look at this again. The ball's bending, it's dropping. That's where the contact's got to be, and I think it's Ashton Miles. Yes, it is. Ashton Miles, got to get your head on that. He's big enough. He's a big centre-back. Heading the ball shouldn't be a problem. He gets there, just doesn't find the contact somehow. Maybe there was a head in front of him and just put him off, but what a chance there for Orange County.
Puts us into 2 added minutes at the end of the half. That's one of 2 really good chances that Orange County has not taken advantage of. And now Roca runs into the attack, trying to find Damas. It's off the top of his head. Hanya gets it and retrieves to keep the ball in play. Real. Foster lines it up. It's a lovely chop back, and his shot is blocked by Dunbar. It's out for another corner.
How about the skills there of Malik Foster? I mean, that is not easy to do. That ball came, he went as if to hit it. Everybody thought he was going to hit it, myself included. And he does, and he traps it. Have a look here. As he goes, he swings as if he's going to hit it, traps it, brings it in, opens up that gap. And only good defending from Cameron Dunbar stops him getting a shot on target. Once again, demonstrating the skills that those front 3 have for Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Final seconds of the half here. Roca and company trying to add on to their lead. But before he could send it in, Brad Jensen trying to keep the peace inside the penalty area. There was a little bit of pushing and shoving around Ronaldo Damas. They don't want to let him break free for a chance. Could be the final act of the half. Roca sends it in. Doesn't clear the first man. Brad Jensen had a little peek at his watch. There might still be enough time if the Switchbacks hurry, but they played the ball back. And that's the end of the first half here at Widener Field. A moment of real class from Yosuke Hanya as the Switchbacks ahead. Orange County, though, spurned a couple of really good opportunities, Gary, in that first half.
They did, yes. The one, Ethan Zubak, with a pass from Kyle Scott, was a great chance there. And Ashton Miles, just a few minutes before halftime, maybe should have made contact with a wonderful free kick from Brian Ilowski. But exciting play from both sides, chances for both sides, and that man's goal is what separates them at halftime.
It's a chance for both of these 2 teams to move up in the pecking order in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. But it's the hotter of the 2 teams that has the lead at the half. Wonderful goal from Yosuke Hanya separates the sides, but it's still well poised for the second 45 here at Widener Field. At the half, it's 1-0 to the Switchbacks, and we'll have plenty to come on the halftime report, which is next.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
Natural gas ensures that when you need to heat things up, you can, but it can also be hazardous. That's why, in the event of a natural gas leak, you need to know the 3 S's. The first one, sound. Listen for the sound of hissing or whistling. Number 2, sight. Look for dead or discolored vegetation in an otherwise green area. And number 3, smell. It's hard to miss. Be on the lookout for a pungent odor like rotten eggs. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately and call 911. For more information, go to csu.org.
The moment you call McDevitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
Colorado Springs Utilities serves electric, gas, water, and wastewater. If you combine all 4 services, you're paying around 11% less than anybody else on the Front Range. Water is the only one of our 4 services where you pay more. Since we have no river systems of our own, more than 70% of our water comes from Colorado's West Slope. Colorado Springs Utilities has delivered all 4 of these services safely, reliably, and at the best value to you for the last 100 years, and we will continue to do that long into the future.
Welcome back, everybody, at the half between Colorado Springs and Orange County. We're excited to see what happens in the second half in just a few moments. But first and foremost, we take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Switchbacks. And Gary, it's a bit treacherous at times, but there's certainly points available for James Chambers' side.
Yeah, 3 away games, which is never easy. Las Vegas Lights are beginning to show some form. New Mexico flying near the top of the table. Maybe the 2 at home, Monterey Bay, who are sitting 3rd going into the weekend, but you know, they're only a couple of points ahead of 9th place, as we know how tight it is. FC Tulsa at home, those could be the 2 in which they can get plenty points.
And it rounds out with a trip to Birmingham in the middle of July. In the meantime, tonight's honorary healthcare professional of the match is Carter Burkle, Director of Pharmacy for Penrose, St. Francis, and St. Francis Interquest. Thank you for all you do to help our community. The healthcare professional of the match is sponsored by Olson Plumbing and Heating. Great stuff there from Carter and his family, and we're excited to see what happens in the second half between the Switchbacks and Orange County. We'll step aside and we'll take a look around the entire USL Championship coming up after the break.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes when we walk past. Maybe running every night won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at mcdivittlaw.com.
McDivitt.
Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey back here with you at the half. The Switchbacks with a wonderful strike from Yosuke Hanya have the lead over Orange County so far. We'll get to the second half in just a few moments. But first, we do get a chance to look around the entire USL Championship. There's a lot of storylines to get to, most notably that the USL and Univision have announced a partnership that's going to see up to 20 matches, including the final on Univision networks, including this match for 2024. Great to see that expansion for the league into the Spanish-speaking audience. And of course, Indy 11, as red hot as anybody in the league. They just beat San Antonio earlier tonight, Gary.
Yeah, Sean McCauley's done a fantastic job. They sit in that joint second position alongside Charleston Battery in the East, and wow, what a good run they have had. They almost seem unbeatable, and they're of course in the Open Cup quarterfinals.
And of course, Marlon Santos doing good things from Memphis as well, who are leading at the moment. And again, Western Conference standings is coming into the night. There could be a lot of moving and shaking this evening. A win for the Switchbacks at the moment could put them as high as 4th. If they get a few results to go their way, they actually still could climb into 3rd place.
Yeah, that would be brilliant, but it is so tight, and that's why 3 points is important. From a Colorado Springs point of view, you don't want to lose the 3 points you've got in the bag. Of course, if you're Orange County right now, you want to turn this thing around because they need points as well. And a win for Orange County will see them jump up into 3rd spot.
Gave you a sneak peek of the scores from around the league. A lot of really good games today. Detroit, huge win over the Charleston Battery, and a roller coaster ride for the Rowdies. They were 2-0 up. Lewis City came back to tie it. Damian Rivera won it in stoppage time.
Wow, what a game. Two fantastic teams in the East. Memphis beating New Mexico United, have been flying really, or beating, I should say. There's still some time to go in that match. New Mexico have been flying high in the West. Hartford beginning to turn things around against last year's champions of the East. Indy 11, as you said, beating San Antonio. Mind you, San Antonio is struggling this season compared to normal. And El Paso 1-0 up. Wow, what a turnaround that is under Wilmer Cabrera.
New manager bounce continues for Los Locos. Time to look now at the goal and the save of the week from the USL Championship.
Traeger, cross steps, strikes, Viniello saves! How did he get a piece of that? His first save since 2021 and first in a Sac Republic uniform.
Which I think is a testament to the toughness of this league.
There's a shot towards goal, what a goal! What a strike! And there is going to be late drama here. San Antonio back in this one with an outstanding first goal of the season.
Great stuff there from last week. We got a good one cooking here at Widener Field. Switchbacks have the lead. Highlights, stats, and more next.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at mcdivittlaw.com.
McDivitt.
Natural gas ensures that when you need to heat things up, you can, but it can also be hazardous. That's why, in the event of a natural gas leak, you need to know the 3 S's. The first one, sound. Listen for the sound of hissing or whistling. Number 2, sight. Look for dead or discolored vegetation in an otherwise green area. And number 3, smell. It's hard to miss. Be on the lookout for a pungent odor like rotten eggs. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately and call 911. For more information, go to csu.org.
The moment you call McDevitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
Colorado Springs Utilities serves electric, gas, water, and wastewater. If you combine all 4 services, you're paying around 11% less than anybody else on the Front Range. Water is the only one of our 4 services where you pay more. Since we have no river systems of our own, more than 70% of our water comes from Colorado's West Slope. Colorado Springs Utilities has delivered all 4 of these services safely, reliably, and at the best value to you for the last 100 years, and we will continue to do that long into the future.
Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey back here with you. Colorado Springs is ahead at the half over Orange County. And we are excited to see how the second half plays out. A lot of good chances for both teams in the first half as we look back at the highlights. And we begin with a lovely run here from Malik Foster to create a chance.
Yeah, he's such a clever player, puts it right in front of Ronaldo Damas, who gets a touch on this, and I think the goalkeeper could take some credit, Colin Shuttler, for just getting his foot to the ball.
Orange County would certainly have opportunities as well. And this one was a big opportunity for Kyle Scott.
Bryce Jamison doing so well to win it, gives it to Ulowski, gives it to Scott, he squares it to Zubak, Zubak just misses. That's inches away from being tapped into virtually an empty net there by Zubak, and he would regret it because it wasn't long after that. But Yosuke Hanya here, he's just crossed the halfway line with the ball, keeps going, beats Kyle Scott, keeps going, head up, nobody approaches him, head up, he thinks, okay, I'll have a crack, puts it right in the corner.
It's a fabulous finish for Hanya, his second goal of the season after scoring a bucket load of them for Colorado Rapids 2 a season ago. He's starting to shine for the Switchbacks here. But then a big chance for Orange County in first half stoppage time.
Ulowski's free kick, Ashton Miles gets there, just doesn't make contact, maybe there's a big defender in front of him, puts him off, but got to do better in those situations. The 19-year-old central defender for Orange County.
Broadmoor cryotherapy halftime stats look like this, and it is a bit lopsided in the Switchbacks' favor. They had 10 shots in total, just 1 for Orange County, and the Switchbacks, of course, cashed in with that Hanya piece of brilliance.
Yeah, they have the better stats, better expected goals, 0.72 versus 0.38 expected goal for Orange County, and yet Orange County were able to create 2 or 3 good chances, and maybe they feel they should have at least taken one of them, so still a very close game.
That man's goal separates the sides with 45 minutes left to play here at Widener Field. Both teams jockeying for position in the Western Conference standings here in the USL Championship. Really entertaining first half. We're hoping for more of the same in the second half at a packed Widener Field in Colorado Springs, Colorado. A really big night of USL Championship action. We've had some big matches already that have gone final. And this one is also a really important fixture for both teams involved. Both teams going in opposite directions as well. Switchbacks trying to make it 8 unbeaten in the league. They will if it holds. And Orange County lost 4 of their last 5. Hoping to put that streak to bed tonight if they can come from behind. Both teams are unchanged as well from the first half. It's the same 11s for both sides.
And I think as it goes along, it's going to be more of a problem for Morten Carlsen. He's got a bunch of youngsters on the bench. Does have Christian Soto he can bring on. No Thomas Among, so limited for Orange County, whereas for Colorado Springs, Jonas Felberg on the bench. Jairo Enriquez, who was involved in international play, he's available. Juan Tejada. So he can really freshen things up, James Chambers, if he wants to, in the second half, and I'm sure he will to some degree.
Good step by Real, but he put Roca in a tight spot. He's able to pass his way out of danger. It goes all the way back to Christian Herrera. And Herrera plays an errant pass. Can't find Malik Foster. Thomas gives it away to Kisipli. Kisipli plays the ball over the top here. Flag is going to stay down. Ethan Zubak looking for some support. Chata bending it into the penalty area. It's an overhead kick. It's a swing and a miss from Dunbar. Hanya just gets it out of danger.
At least they're getting balls into the danger area, Orange County. Just felt Zubak could have done more. He gets into the box and then he gets held up and takes it out of the box and recycles it, takes it away from the danger area. Ball comes back in. Cameron Dunbar, who to me is the one player who can unlock that Colorado Springs defense. He's such a clever dribbler of the ball. He needs to get more involved, if possible.
Ryan Flood, who is on a yellow card for Orange County. Throws the ball into the mix. It's headed down and it sits up for Bryce Jamieson, who hammers it in. That's a juggernaut of a strike from Bryce Jamieson, and Orange County in lightning quick time have equalized. It's 1-1.
Oh, that's a brilliant strike right in the top corner. Christian Herrera doesn't even move. He can't move. The ball's already hit the back of the net, but comes from a throw-in, so poor defending from the home side here. They get beaten at the near post. Chest, and what a volley. Look at the goalkeeper. He just stands and watches it, and I don't blame him. What chance have you got? An absolute thunderbolt right in the corner. And that comes, yeah, that's why he's holding his mouth going, really? That's goal of the month, maybe goal of the season.
Second goal of the season for Bryce Jamieson, and he even knew how good it was after it left his boot.
No doubt James Chambers is going to be fuming because that comes from a throw-in. You've got to win the first ball. They don't. And then it comes straight through to Jamieson, who chests it and volleys it in one hit.
Santos also trying to get involved. We've had two wonderful goals tonight. Everyone wants to get in on the action.
That's the quality of these two teams. They don't create a lot of chances, but they're so good that when those little half chances come, they can score fantastic goals. Now we really do have game on.
Hanya was beaten to it by Lamb. It'll stay with the Switchbacks. Of course, Orange County were at 1-1 with Phoenix and didn't go their way. Last time out on the road. Hopefully change the narrative here at Widener Field tonight. They've gotten the perfect start to the second half.
He's got to be happy, Morten Carlsen. He started the second half, but it was pressure, getting the ball, keeping the ball in the opposition half, winning the throw-in, taking it, winning the first ball. These are all things that lead to the goal eventually, and yes, the goal is just a super goal. Absolutely brilliant skills and volley from Bryce Jamieson, but the work was done before to get that ball to Bryce Jamieson in that position, and that's what the coach will be really happy with, I would think.
Here's Brian Olaski. Sends it out to the far side and out of play.
Nobody there. Maybe he thought his brother Milan was still there, but he's moved on. So nah, just one of those balls. Every once in a while you miss-hit one, and that's the rare one from Brian.
Interesting stat on Bryce Jamieson that we'll have to get to in a second, because Foster's in here from Zandy. Foster stays with it. Looking for help, and he's dispossessed, but the Switchbacks will keep it. It's a throw. Bryce Jamieson has equaled his goal-scoring total for this season with 2, or should say he has 2 this season. That's as many as he's had over the last 2 seasons with Orange County. 2 in 2024, and he's had 1 each of the last 2 seasons, as Brad Jensen has seen enough. A yellow card is going to come out here. Looks like it's going to be Speedy Williams, who got a warning or 2 in the first half. That warning has led to a caution. It's a Diversus Health yellow card. It's an Orange County free kick.
Careful now, Speedy Williams, as Ryan Flood has been since he was on a yellow card, always changes the game, especially for someone like Speedy, who's a defensive player, and Ryan Flood, who's playing in the centre-back position. You're meant to win tackles, but you have to do it very, very carefully from now on.
Herrera up ahead. This is gonna bounce, but it's gonna bounce right into the path of Shuttler. That's a giveaway. Mahoney up ahead. Of course, on a yellow card, Speedy Williams couldn't be as aggressive there, but it's gonna go to Orange County here. Olaski plays in Bryce Jamieson. Jamieson across, Zubak! Headed away by Mahoney. Dunbar was the target in the middle. Switchbacks get it away for a moment. It looked like a heavy challenge. Referee played on for a moment until the offside flag goes up.
Ethan Zubak did so well to get the header back, but then he stays in an offside position. Lovely ball through here for Jamieson. Great look at this header back, really stretching, and then instead of getting back onside, Ethan Zubak takes too long, gets blown up for offside.
Real for the Switchbacks up the other end. Roca for Hanya. Hanya again dispossessed by Lamb, who sends it ahead. As far as Pierre. Refresh of possession for the Switchbacks. Foster from Santos. Williams, Damas, not quite able to control it.
Now, the idea is good though. Ball slipped into Ronaldo Damas. He's not going to get them every time. There, gives the thumbs up, because if he does get on the end of one, there's every chance he can get a shot on target and perhaps even a goal. And he hasn't had a lot of ball to work with, Ronaldo Damas. When he's your star player with 6 goals in 12 matches, you want to give him as much service as you possibly can.
Well, there's a stoppage here because the goalkeeper for the Switchbacks, Christian Herrera, is in some pain, and he'll be looked after by the Switchbacks medical staff. Luis Zamudio is the reserve goalkeeper if it gets to that stage for James Chambers.
It'd be pity to lose Christian Herrera. 4 clean sheets in the last 6. Him and his defense have really been in top form in recent weeks. Not much he could do with the goal from Bryce Jamieson. As we saw, he didn't even move. I think just watch it and applaud and say, right, that goes straight on to Jamison's highlight reel and goal of the month award.
And going into the weekend as well, just to talk about the defensive part of the game for the Switchbacks, tied for the second fewest goals conceded. It was 12, now it's 13, of course, but just again goes to show how good Herrera and the defensive group has been for James Chambers of late.
Well, as we said earlier on, they have to be, because they don't score a ton of goals either. And the lowest scorers in the West, along with El Paso coming in to this weekend.
Herrera can continue and gets on the ball immediately to send Matt Mahoney and the Switchbacks on their way up the field.
By the way, El Paso won up against Phoenix Rising, so they now have scored the same number of goals as Orange County. They both were level on 13 coming into this. They're both on 14 now, but they need more goals. But if the defense is strong, then you can get 3 points by just having a good defense and scoring the occasional goal.
Not sure anyone communicated to Colin Shuttler that he was under any pressure, and he just sends it out of play. By the way, if El Paso wins that game, they'll have beaten both finalists from last season in the USL Championship since Wilmer Cabrera took over as the head coach.
Wow. And they will also move off bottom spot into second bottom, which is impressive. But you're right, they beat San Antonio. In the last few games, they've beaten Charleston Battery and Phoenix Rising, should they go on to win. It's amazing what a bump a new coach can get. But I mean, I think in Cabrera, you've got a very, very special coach as well, someone who's super experienced. And we have an injury in the middle of the pitch there.
Ryan Olaski now holding his head.
Matt Mahoney pleading his innocence. Let's have a look and see how innocent he is. He steps across him, does put his arm out slightly, but wasn't like a punch or an elbow or anything. So again, the referee, Brad Jensen, probably just a warning to Matt Mahoney to be careful.
Yeah, one of those, to your point, Gary, where it didn't look like Mahoney followed through, he just stuck it out. Christian Herrera has his 2 cents about it as well. It's not easy being a referee. Everyone wants to give you their point of view, even though they weren't involved in the situation.
The problem is, it's never necessarily the truth. It's their side's point of view. So I agree with you. Who'd want to be a referee? Great respect for the likes of Brad Jensen and all the other referees at all the levels of football.
No question. Bronilaski came off to the side as Hanya looks to line up another shot. This one's blocked by Flood. Chance to replenish the possession. Real. It's Williams forced back by Brian Olaski, who's back on the pitch. It's back to 11v11 as we approach the hour mark at Widener Field. Lovely give and go. Real to Roca. He's going to run out of space.
It's very tight in midfield, isn't it? You've got players on you. As soon as you get the ball, you're getting closed down. Doesn't matter which side you're on. They're both very good in midfield, these two teams. They're both good at tight pressing. Don't get a chance to breathe on the ball. There you go, straight away. Dunbar getting turnover on Pierre.
Dunbar looks for Zubak. Forced to go out wide to Chata. Scott. Lasky was harried. Kasipli back for Scott. Foster's going to run to give Shuttler something to think about, but Flood's available on the outlet with 30 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Zubak. Scott. Pressure from Roca, Kasipli. Alaski. Cameron Dunbar nowhere to go. Finds Kasipli. Decent ball in, it's headed down. Here comes Jamieson, and he scores again! It's a wonderful piece of build-up play from Orange County. And it's a brace for Bryce Jamieson. Orange County have completed the turnaround, and they have the lead at Widener Field.
Yeah, good finish from Bryce Jamieson, but not as difficult as his first one. But give credit to the header that comes back in here. Cameron Dunbar knocking it back. Good ball from Kasipli, but look at that header there from Chatter. He was about to get absolutely smashed. He still put his head in there, won that ball, and that got through to the man who tucks it in the back of the net, Bryce Jamieson. And from there, it's a relatively simple finish. Not as wonderful as his first one, but he's happy nonetheless. But give Chatter huge amounts of credit for a brave header right in the box.
Bryce Jamieson now has 3 goals this season, and that's more than he scored combined over the last 2 seasons for Orange County. He stepped up in a moment, an hour of need for Morten Carlson's group, and the Switchbacks lead has evaporated here in the second half. We've seen 2 wonder strikes, but that was a lovely piece of build-up play and a lovely team goal from Orange County. And now the Switchbacks look for an immediate reply. Foster! Oh my! He scores! The Switchbacks hit back with Malik Foster's first goal of the season. And in the blink of an eye, it's 2-2.
What a fantastic reply there from Colorado Springs. And Malik Foster's been threatening, but a good run, keeps his balance, gets the angle, tucks it into the corner, and he has threatened down this flank. He's worked so hard, he's battled away to get the ball. And there, it's a lucky bounce. And he gets from Zach Zandy another lucky bounce there, but look here, he just cuts inside there, opens up the angle, shoots, gets power, and tucks it past Colin Shuttler. He took the lucky bounces, worked with it, opened up the angle, and that's a fantastic finish from Malik Foster.
What a sequence. Widener Field silenced by Bryce Jamieson, reawakened, I should say, by Malik Foster. Switchbacks goals presented by Centuries Casino. Your hometown casino, welcome to the winner's zone. And here they come again, Colorado Springs with Damas. Back and forth we go at Widener Field. Speedy Williams dropped. Free kick for Colorado Springs.
So much for talking about 2 teams who are struggling to score. Suddenly found their scoring boots.
Pierre picks out Hanya. Williams, harried by Scott and Zubak. Foster for Santos. Santos gets away from the challenge and sends it in. Thomas was near it, it's headed out. Roca looks to recycle. It's cleared away after Olaski settled it down.
Wow, what comes next is the big question. Who's going to grab the lead again from this situation? Orange County, they've been able to score goals a little bit more than Colorado Springs have, but they haven't been able to stop conceding, Orange County. I think Colorado will be more upset with the goals going in because they've been so tight in defense the last 5 or 6 weeks.
Great response from both groups as well. Orange County coming from behind, and then the Switchbacks not wasting any time in equalizing.
It was very, very quick, and that's Malik Foster. He's worked so hard in this match, and in that twice he got a lucky bounce, I think, off an Orange County player on both occasions. and he worked with the bounce, he kept going, he kept driving forward. And sometimes you work for that luck, and it came his way, but what a good finish. Now, they conceded the first goal, Colorado Springs, from a throw-in in the same position. And Ryan Flood, let's see what he can do this time.
It's back into the mix. Hanya's header. Damas looks to follow up, but Flood has it back. Lamb for Flood. Flood bends it in. It was dangerous. And Ashton Miles ended up being closest to it. It's, in the end, out of play.
Cameron Dunbar was there as well. He went into the 6-yard box and the ball landed behind him. He had to sort of come back and couldn't reach it. But it's an exciting build-up to the end of this game now at 2-2. Either side capable of scoring a winner.
Here's another giveaway, this time for the Switchbacks. Hanya. There's Real on the overlap, he uses it. Real into the middle, it went past 2 black shirts. And at the other end, Zubak was trying to break free, but he came back from an offside position. Looks like that is going to lead us to a change here for Orange County. Ryan Dogman is going to come in, and that is going to be the end of the night for Seth Kasipli. Substitutions are brought to you by the William J. Hibble Medicine and Performance Center. Learn more at hibblecenter.org.
Dogman's last match was way back on May 19th. He hasn't been around for a while. The one thing you can say about Dogman, he is super quick. Well taken by Shuttler. He's so fast, Ryan Dogman, and that's going to be a threat to Colorado Springs.
Now, what a match it's been to this point. Back and forth we go. At Widener Field, Switchbacks had the lead. Orange County came back, they took the lead. Didn't last for very long. Santos sprints up ahead. Here's Foster, trying to spoon it past Scott. Scott slipped, no call. Back for Flood, who's gonna clear. Jameson's goal that gave Orange County the lead came in the 61st minute. Malik Foster's equalizer came in the 63rd. And now Foster plays it in here. It's a chance for Zach Zandy. And the angle's closed down from Ashton Miles, and looks like it's gonna be a goal kick.
Speedy Williams with a pass through there. Foster with a lovely touch. Zach Zandy on the run, controlling the ball. Looked more like a corner. It looked like he was trying to cross it and it came off the defender. Well, maybe it didn't actually. The defender onto the attacker, so correct decision. But Zach Zandy is such a clever player under that sort of pressure in the box. You just look at the attacking talent on both sides, and the crowd must be feeling the same. This can go either way. There's players here who can score if they get into the right positions. This crowd obviously hoping it's a Switchbacks player who scores, but can't guarantee anything at this stage.
James Chambers mentioned Zach Zandy to us. He doesn't always get the credit that he deserves. They missed him dearly last season. So still a little way to go to get back to his top level. He needs to play consistently to get the most out of his ability. He says everyone in our building knows the quality that he brings to the table.
Talking of quality, they have the likes of Jairo Enriquez on the bench. Jonas Fjellberg. Maybe it's time for the Switchbacks to look at bringing on some fresh legs.
Here's Bryce Jameson, who's on a hat trick for Orange County. He plays it across, Zubak. It's followed up on, and it's gonna be deflected out for a corner.
This is where Zubak can be disappointing. He's got so much talent. Jamison sets him up here and just doesn't connect with the ball. It's one thing if you hit it hard and the goalkeeper makes a good save, but he just whiffs on it completely, and Need more quality from Ethan Zubak. He's capable of it. They just haven't seen enough of it so far this season, Orange County.
Lance Pierre is slow to get up here for the switchbacks. You can see the frustration.
He knows it's a problem. Well, you'd think that's the case, the way he was pounding the floor. I think right now James Chambers will be having a quick glance over his shoulder there. The subs he can bring on from a defensive point of view. He's got Duke Lacroix, who's back from international duty with Haiti. That might be the obvious choice, but we wait to see if Pierre indeed has to come off.
Well, as you say that, Gary, there's Duke Lacroix getting set to come on here, it looks like. Just scored his first international goal for his country in CONCACAF World Cup qualifying last time out. Haiti are in very good shape so far. Early stages there, of course. They'll reconvene for that in 2025. But Duke Lacroix back with his club side. He's going to come on to replace Delance Pierre, who's really shined at times this season for the Switchbacks. Tough to see his night end prematurely.
Certainly is, and that goal against Oakland Roots, a fantastic strike, we'll all remember. But for Duke Lacroix, that goal he scored, as you mentioned, against Barbados, also played against St. Lucia. Those are his first 2 caps, as far as I understand it, and he's 30 years of age. So it's wonderful when you think your international career has passed you by, you suddenly get a call up and you score. Happy days.
The William J. Hibble Sports Medicine and Performance Center change is official. Lacroix is on. Pierre is off. Duke Lacroix has been a cornerstone piece for the Switchbacks for quite some time. Like you said, Gary, great to see him get some shine with his national team, especially in World Cup qualifying. Doesn't get much bigger than that. Corner for Orange County as we're ticking down on 17 minutes left of normal time. Alosky. It's going to go behind everybody. Still a chance here to replenish the possession. First time ball is going to be swept back in. It's over Jameson's head. Alosky retrieves. Chata. Back into the penalty area. Oh, Herrera committed. Miles was in the area trying to win the header. And it's going to go right back out for another corner.
Well, keeper's come a long way, Christian Herrera, but credit to him, he gets contact on the ball. Left his goal there, so he had no choice but to make sure he got a contact on it. It's still a dangerous situation for Colorado Springs here. This corner.
Another chance for Brian Alosky to send this into the penalty area. Both teams have led in this game. Deadlocked at 2 as we get into the final segment of the match. In by Alosky, again, it's just about past everybody. Miles has to get a touch on it. Scott for Lamb. Foster followed up and handled the ball. So Orange County will get a free kick out of that. Foster disagrees. Orange County is getting a change ready. See if it happens before or after this free kick is taken. It's going to be after. It's in by Alosky. It's going to be headed out of play. Dogman looked to be the closest to it. It's a goal kick. And here comes the change. Christian Sorto, who was a question mark coming into tonight's match. He's going to come on. And Ethan Zubak is going to make way on the Hibble Sports Medicine substitution.
It doesn't surprise me. It really has struggled, Ethan Zubak, to make an impact. And fresh legs come on. Christian Sorto, the El Salvador international. And I think as a coach, you think maybe a different style of play, a different attack, someone who can dribble a bit more, might work a charm. So he's throwing him on to basically say, go and win me the match.
Sent ahead by Matt Mahoney. Firm touch from Foster. We'll stay with the Switchbacks after the Dogman follow-up. Again, if it holds, Switchbacks will stay unbeaten through their last 8 matches in the USL Championship, and won't be a loss for Orange County, but maybe might go down as a missed opportunity, considering the fact that they had the lead. Again, it's a long way to go. Sorto, his first involvement. Forces Dogman back for Flood. Stepped in by Roca. Lacroix. Real. Damas. Holding up the play the best he can. Finds Real again. Down the line for Hanya. And it's going to roll out of play. Looks like there's going to be a change for Colorado Springs. Another man who's had a great window of World Cup qualifying for El Salvador. In this case, Jairo Enriquez is going to come on. And that is going to be the end of the day for Speedy Williams. William J. Hibble substitution.
Yeah, I think Jairo Enriquez also scored on his international break against St. Vincent and the Grenadines for El Salvador.
He scored twice.
Wow, twice. I bet they're hoping he can do something similar here.
El Salvador was scuffling a little bit in World Cup qualifying during this window, and Jairo Enriquez gave them the boost they needed. Meanwhile, Sorto gets the ball off of Lacroix, and he plays in Cameron Dunbar, who has a chance to cut this back and maybe took too many touches. Never got the shot away. Chata follows up. It's a wonderful ball in. It's a cross into the middle. It's a Santos clearance, and it's a missed chance for the visitors.
Christian Sorto making an immediate impact, nice and quick to the ball here. Draws the defenders towards him. So does Bryce Jamison, and then leaves space for Dunbar. He's got to hit it there. You get 1 split second, and he doesn't take it and loses possession. But Christian Sorto, nice and sharp ball back in again. Sorto gets to it, and there's nobody there to support him. That's what you want from your substitutes. They come on with that extra energy and extra speed.
Header is looped up and caught by Herrera. Quick outlet for Santos, some time and space to work with. Foster gets it back to him in stride. Santos is dragged back, and that is going to be a yellow card for the substitute, Ryan Dogman.
Yeah, no question about that. Straightforward for the referee. It's one of those you can afford to take when there's only 10 minutes left. Just thought he might be in a dangerous position. He had Chata, to be honest, which just was covering him and would have probably got the ball.
It's a confirmation of a versus health yellow card with just over 10 minutes plus stoppage time left. And what's turned into a thriller here at Widener Field. Certainly the crowd here anticipating what could be a wild finish. Enriquez to take. Oh, it's going to be flicked on. It's going to go out of play for a corner. I think Dogman got his head onto that. Damas was the target. And the Switchbacks will get a set piece on the near side.
And you've got Jairo Enriquez, is such a good deliverer of the ball. And he's ideal to have at this moment for set pieces.
Corner kick is brought to you by Pikes Peak National Bank. Bank well, be well, cheer loud. Enriquez. Dispossessed, Switchbacks keep it. Foster, whose goal has leveled things up. Had plenty of drama already. Is there going to be a late dose of it in the final 9 minutes? Santos. Enriquez gets it back down the far side. Enriquez into the middle. It's dealt with initially. The follow-up from Hanya! Orange County appeal, but it's a second goal from Yosuke Hanya. And the Switchbacks have their lead back with 8 minutes to play.
Yeah, jubilation in the crowd, jubilation amongst the players and the reserve players on the touchline. That is a fantastic response from Colorado Springs, from 2-1 down to go 3-2 up. And have a look here at the build-up play. Nice little touch here. Jairo Enriquez coming on, puts in a great ball, and it's there. It's won. So brilliantly won and finished off by Yosuke Hanya. Give him credit for picking up on that loose ball from Ashton Miles. Settles himself, opens up a little bit of a gap to get past the defender. There, opens up the gap and then hits it on the half volley. What a good strike. That's two fantastic strikes from the Japanese 25-year-old.
It's been a game of wonderful goals, and Yosuke Hanya has 2 of them. Switchbacks goal presented by Century Casinos. And the game has taken another twist and turn. It's the Switchbacks' turn to complete the comeback. From 2-1 down, they're 3-2 up. There's still 7 minutes to play. And in a game like this, anything can still happen.
Well, they will want to close it out now, the Switchbacks at home. Their fantastic run continues. It'll be, if this result holds, it'll be 6 wins and 2 draws from the last 8 in the league. That's a fantastic run from James Chambers and his players, especially after the poor beginning of 5 straight losses. What a recovery they have had, but they've got to finish it off, though.
Flood. He's going to loop it out of play. It's a Switchbacks throw. Oh, we've had 2 great performances tonight. 2 goals from Hanya, 2 from Jameson. Lovely goal from Foster in the middle of all that as well. Santos tries to cross it in. Scott is there.
Just shows you the impact substitutes can have. Jairo Enriquez getting that ball, winning it, going down the touchline, whipping the ball into the danger area. Ashton Miles, all he could do was just hook it out. And Yosuke Hanya is so quick to react, to bring it under control, then open up a little bit of a gap, and then half volley that into the back of the net past Colin Shuttler. Goalkeeper with no real chance. And that's what you want from your substitutes, that energy to change the match in your favor.
It's going to be pretty stiff competition for goal of the week this week, isn't it?
If I had to pick now, Bryce Jamison's first one is probably the best of the lot, but wow, there are some good ones to pick from.
Foster for Roca. Real has his shot blocked. Chata helps it along. Switchbacks get the possession back. Roca for Jairo Enriquez. It's going to be Malik Foster. Oh, he squeezes it in. He hadn't scored all season. Malik Foster has a brace as well. And the Switchbacks have their largest lead of the night in front of a jubilant Widener Field. It's 4-2.
Well, that's brilliant by Malik Foster. He has been so positive this entire match. He's been on the front foot. He was looking for that ball. He was waiting to try and get a shot here. And Jairo Enriquez doing so well, but as he comes back here, Malik Foster's just waiting. As it comes to him, he's already sized it up. He knows what he wants to do. He steps into it. Just a little touch from Jairo Enriquez. He bends it right inside that post past Colin Shuttler. You can see it from behind. Beautiful finish from Malik Foster, but he wanted that ball. He wanted that shot. And look at the celebrations. He deserved it. He has been fantastic all night long.
There was a point this season where it seemed like nothing could go right for the Switchbacks. It seems like they can do no wrong at the moment. 2 for Hanya, 2 for Foster. And it could be 3 big points for the Switchbacks after another Century Casinos goal flies past Colin Shuttler.
Amazing, they go from bottom of the table after 5 straight losses, and with this victory, should it remain so, they'll be 4th in the table.
Orange County looking to respond again. Sorto not able to redirect it after the ball came in from Dunbar. Dunbar tries again. This time it's going to be cleared away by Lacroix. Three minutes plus stoppage time left, and Morten Carlson is going to make a change. Brian Alosky is going to relinquish the armband and come off. And it's going to be the new signing, Jordan Chavez. They just brought him into the fold a day ago. Former player for the San Diego Loyal and for Central Valley Fuego, 27 years of age. He gets his first appearance for Orange County tonight on a William J. Hibble substitution.
Interesting substitution. He's a defender. So you're 2 goals behind. You would think you'd want to bring on an attacker, but maybe they just want to get him out there, just get his feet wet, so to speak, get him into the team. Maybe they feel that the match is gone now. It is strange, unless they play him up front and just go with a long route 1 ball, but it is strange to take off Ilosky for a defender at this stage of the game.
Now, speaking of substitutions, we're going to see a couple for the Switchbacks. Jonas Fjellberg is going to come on for Malik Foster. He's going to get a wonderful hand here at Widener Field. Ronaldo Damas is also going to exit. And Juan Tejada is going to come on. 2 more Hibble changes. Trying to get the Switchbacks over the line, and on his way out, Ronaldo Damas receives a parting gift in the form of a yellow card. It's brought to you by Diversis Health, and the referee deemed that he was time wasting as he was taking his time off the pitch. James Chambers doesn't care one bit, gives him a big hug after another strong performance.
Yeah, both those players deserve huge applause, especially Malik Foster, who's been brilliant. And it's a common thing for a coach, especially when you're 2 goals up with a few minutes left. Bring off your star players, A, to give them a rest, but B, also to let them enjoy the applause as they leave the pitch. Fantastic effort by Malik Foster tonight.
Final minute before stoppage time. Orange County are going to have to score ASAP. They're going to complete yet another comeback tonight. Roca wins a throw on the far side.
Colorado Springs scoring 4 goals for the first time this season. They got 3 against Rhode Island at home, a couple of matches back, and 2 against Hartford, 2 against El Paso and Oakland, but 4, that's a new one for them so far this season. And really is a fantastic run in the league with 6 wins and 2 draws in the last 8 in the league. Just a brilliant, after 5 losses, it just talks to their commitment, the players, James Chambers and his staff, how they've turned things around, because it must have been pretty bleak after 5 losses in the first 5 matches, sitting bottom of the table, but the response has just been magnificent.
We're into 8 added minutes, a lot of time left. Orange County, maybe not dead and buried yet. They have some time left to work with. The Switchbacks want to make sure it's a moot point. Fjellberg from Enriquez. And Real follows up after losing out. Orange County come out with it through Scott. By the way, in the live table, if this holds, Switchbacks would go up to 5th. Orange County would drop to 7th. They would basically switch spots in the table. There are other results still to come tonight, but that's how it stands at the moment. Jameson slow to get up. He's had a tremendous performance tonight for Orange County, but it might be in vain. Tejada trying to get on the end of this one for the Switchbacks. And it's the new boy, Chavez, who does the job. But it does go out of play on his clearance, and it's back with Colorado Springs.
Now, you mentioned Bryce Jamison. Must be tough for him. You score a goal, stunning goal to put your team up. You score a second one, you're 2-1. You're only human. You must be thinking, wow, we win 2-1. I'm going to be the hero. And then before the end of the match, you're 4-2 down, and your goals will be forgotten. It'll be a footnote somewhere in the newspapers. And yet he did so well. His first goal was just absolutely brilliant, but tough on Bryce Jamison that he's not going to be remembered that much for what has been a really massive impact in this match for the young man. And I think he'll have many times, just 18 years of age, he'll have many more days when he'll score goals, 2 goals, and maybe in the future they will help his team actually get some points.
Still 6 minutes left, but one thing that I'm getting reminded of is the fact that we talked earlier about what are the big problems for Orange County. Yes, the injuries, but they have been struggling defensively, and they've let in 4 tonight at Widener Field, just like they did last season.
Yeah, and in 2 of their last 3 matches, sorry, in all 3 of the last 3 matches, they've conceded 2 in every game. Well, that makes it 10 in 4 matches conceded. That's not the Orange County that we know under Morten Carlson. So there'll be some serious conversations, you would think, in the locker room, and when they look at the video over the next couple of days, is to try and figure out what's gone wrong defensively.
Enriquez tried to keep it in play unsuccessfully with 5 minutes left. Talked about it earlier, it's not going to get any easier for the Switchbacks in the next 4 to 5 weeks. But the way they're playing right now, James Chambers and his side will feel that they can go toe-to-toe with just about anybody right now.
Then they've got Las Vegas away next. That might not be so easy, followed by New Mexico away, but the way they're playing, as you say, they can take down anyone. For Orange County, they've got Indy 11 away, and that's going to be a tough one. Oakland home and then New Mexico away. So for Orange County, things could continue to be bad for them. And that's always the problem when you're on a bad run. It's just, you've got to get a good victory somewhere just to break the rot and give some confidence in the locker room.
Speaking of New Mexico, they lost tonight at Memphis, a 2-1 win for 901. And also, other live game going on right now, Phoenix equalized at El Paso. It's 1-1. They're heading into stoppage time right now in Texas. It's been a wonderful game here so far at Widener Field. 3 different players have had a brace. At the moment, it's Foster and Hanya who've been the difference makers, and they want to finish it off here, Colorado Springs. Tejada has it taken away from him. Fjellberg couldn't follow up in time. Lamb the other way is going to get on the end of this ball from Jameson. Orange County still have some time left, but can they get the first goal? Lamb across off Lacroix. That's a corner for Orange County with 3 minutes left.
Good play from Owen Lambs. A couple of Orange County players with their hands on their knees in the center there, just trying to get their breath back. But when we spoke to Morten Carlson, he just said, you know what, when the injured players do come back, we're going to be so much stronger. Of course, no Thomas Among at the moment. Andrew Fox, we missed him. Dylan Powers, Kevin Partida. These are all crucial players for Orange County, and even Christian Sauter and Ryan Dogman who've come on here have This returning from little injuries, so perhaps happier times ahead for Orange County, but right now doesn't look too good for them. 4-2 down after being 2-1 up.
Wonderful night for that man. Yosuke Hanya gets a curtain call from the crowd. As the corner comes in for Orange County, it's bundled around. Jameson, who's on a hat trick, has his shot blocked. Looked like it was Fjellberg who got there in time. It's another OC corner. Hanya's back on after a brief stoppage. And the referee's noting that there was a little bit of time wasting there from Fjellberg, who brought a second ball out onto the pitch. So Brad Jensen's made a note of that. Owen Lamb from the corner. It's a free header. Oh, it's a good save by Herrera, with Dogman trying to get a piece of it inside the 6-yard box. And it keeps Colorado Springs in a comfortable position.
A good header coming in there, and you're right. Dogman just whips it onto Christian Herrera. See it from this angle. There's the header. Dogman, just as it comes past him, adds a bit to it, but Christian Herrera stands big and strong. Crucial save, because you don't want to bring it to a 1-goal game. You never know what might happen in the closing seconds. As it is, 2 goals, still a nice cushion for the Switchbacks.
It's going to be 8 unbeaten for Colorado Springs. And it's going to be 5 losses out of the last 6 for Orange County. Shuttler gets it back from Miles. Final seconds here at Widener Field. Could be a little bit extra added on, because Brad Jensen made a note. A couple of time-wasting moments from Colorado Springs.
And you have to credit Colorado Springs Switchbacks, because you go 2-1 down, the heads didn't drop. They equalized within 2 minutes, and it was Malik Foster's attitude, his aggression, his positive spirit that got them back on level terms.
It's over the top here. Sorto's header is onto the roof of the net. The flag stayed down, and it's a goal kick.
Just a shake of his head, because he couldn't get it on target. It would have taken a great header to beat Christian Herrera, who's all of what, 6'4", 6'5". But at least he was in the right position there to get something close to target, Christian Sorto. And Zubek, there's got to be question marks about him up front. Ethan Zubek just didn't have a good game, didn't threaten here today. Maybe Sorto might be another option. Of course, Thomas Amang would be as well if he was available.
From the throw. Lamb may have came a little bit too far forward. Chavez will take. And an extra minute added on. And that's it. Full time in Colorado Springs. It's a superb victory for the Switchbacks in a seesaw classic of a USL Championship game. It is a 4-2 victory that sees the Switchbacks go 8 matches unbeaten in the league. And Orange County have to go back to the drawing board after dropping points yet again on the road. Malik Foster is our Groom Transportation Man of the Match. Groom Transportation providing stress-free airport shuttle service between Denver and Colorado Springs. A brace for Foster after he hadn't scored to this point in the season. But our critical moment of the match, brought to you by Common Spirit Health, is this goal from Yosuke Hanya, which allowed the Switchbacks to complete their own comeback after they were down by 2-1.
That's a great finish, isn't it? Just pounces on the loose ball in the box, and a half volley flies past Colin Shuttler. And his earlier goal wasn't a bad one either, so he had a fantastic match, as did Malik Foster. They had a huge impact on this game, but credit both sides. 6 goals for us to enjoy, great goals. Tough for Bryce Jamison, whose first goal is probably going to be goal of the week, if not goal of the month. You score twice and you end up on the losing side, not easy, but Great game all round right here in the USL Championship.
Switchbacks win it by 4-2. They move up to 5th for now in the table. We'll come back after a moment to wrap it all up.
Natural gas ensures that when you need to heat things up, you can, but it can also be hazardous. That's why, in the event of a natural gas leak, you need to know the 3 S's. The first one, sound. Listen for the sound of hissing or whistling. Number 2, sight. Look for dead or discolored vegetation in an otherwise green area. And number 3, smell. It's hard to miss. Be on the lookout for a pungent odor like rotten eggs. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately and call 911. For more information, go to csu.org.
The moment you call McDevitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
Colorado Springs Utilities serves electric, gas, water, and wastewater. If you combine all 4 services, you're paying around 11% less than anybody else on the Front Range. Water is the only one of our 4 services where you pay more. Since we have no river systems of our own, more than 70% of our water comes from Colorado's West Slope. Colorado Springs Utilities has delivered all 4 of these services safely, reliably, and at the best value to you for the last 100 years, and we will continue to do that long into the future.
Postgame is presented by Diversis Health. Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey back here with you. What a night here at Widener Field. A wonderful occasion, fantastic game, and a win for the Switchbacks over Orange County by 4-2. And the McDivitt Law Firm full-time highlights. We go through all the goals. We begin with a wonder strike from Yosuke Hanya.
Yeah, he runs all the way from the halfway line, goes round Kyle Scott. Nobody approaches him, so he says, okay, I'll have a shot. Tucks that in the back of the net, absolutely brilliant. But if you think that's brilliant, wait till you see Bryce Jamison's here. Chest and volley. Christian Herrera doesn't even move.
1-1 at that point, and then Bryce Jamison would score again to give Orange County the lead.
Yeah, ball knocked in here. Great header from Chatter here. So brave to win that. And Bryce Jamison just gets on that, and you're thinking, wow, great comeback, Orange County. You're in a fantastic position to go on and do something. But within 2 minutes, Malik Foster is going to do well here. He runs for the ball. He gets a bit of a lucky bounce coming up there. And he keeps on going. He's aggressive. He gets another lucky bounce there. Stays with it. Cuts inside. Opens up an angle. What a finish. And they're back on level terms.
2-2 at that point, but the Switchbacks were far from done. They take the lead from guess who? It's Yosuke Hanya for a second time.
Ball whipped in there. Ashton Miles tries to clear it. And Hanya gets it. And there, just what a finish with that left foot.
The 4th goal would be scored by Malik Foster, and it was a pretty darn good finish.
Jairo Enriquez just sets him up here. He's waiting for it. He's asking for it. He's already measured it. And as soon as Enriquez sets it up for him, he bends it in the far corner. And you see it from behind. It's the most wonderful of strikes. But if you look at the stats, they're well in favor of the Switchbacks. And in the end, I think a deserved victory.
Yeah, the Groom Transportation stats would tell you that it's 17-7 in total shots, 6-3 in shots on target. A wonderful attacking display overall, but in the end, the Switchbacks keep rising. Orange County keeps falling.
It does. It just shows you when you get momentum going. It's tough times for Orange County, but they can take something from Bryce Jamison's couple of goals. But for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, Malik Foster, brilliant on the day, so too Yosuke Hanya. It's a side that James Chambers has got flying at the moment, quality coming off the bench. Wow, they can just go from strength to strength, you would think, Switchbacks for Orange County. They've got to find a way to get back on that winning trail.
The Switchbacks fans head home happy after a goal fest at Widener Field tonight. And all of the goals really were of the top quality. And in the end, 3 players had a brace. In the end, Yosuke Hanya and Malik Foster are your match winners. The Switchbacks are 8 unbeaten in the league. For Gary Bailey and our entire crew, Sean St. Jacques saying so long from Colorado Springs. Another thriller in the championship. The Switchbacks win it by 4-2.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.